gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Friends, Facts, and Fiction. As always, this podcast is made possible by our local convenience stores, the misappropriation of history, and you. And now to your hosts, Justin Hammonds, Grant Bramlett, and Drew Shellnut.
What's up? What's happening, world? This is a podcast called Friends, Facts, and Fiction, episode 21, season 3. I almost said season 4 because I looked at the board. Season 3, all about psychology. Thank y'all for listening and, supporting us at anchor.fm/Friends, Facts, and Fiction. Throw us a little money. Anyway, I'm Justin Hammonds. I'm looking at my boy Drew Shellnut.
What is up?
And my boy Grant Bramlett.
Baby, don't hurt me.
Yeah, that's where he's at today.
Sounds like that's what you said. You started with. What is up? Baby, don't hurt me.
I like it. Connection. It's all coming together. Anyway, we're back with another episode. This week we're talking about technological opioids. It's one of those Drew episodes, so let him get into that later. But I hope y'all are doing well out there. Hope y'all are very aware that the world is on fire. And we're close
slightly.
to the end.
Relatively speaking.
Literally reached the European Union's point of no return.
Yeah.
So that's neat.
There's that. Let's see. Start off at top with like some dire news, kind of like Lion King formula. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Start off with some tragedy.
The Earth is Mufasa.
Yeah.
Is what we're looking at right now.
We're just mere Simbas, just about to watch it get trampled by water buffalo.
So if you haven't booked your flight to Mars,
Oh man,
you might need to.
It's gonna turn into like what's that movie, Elysium, with Matt Damon?
Yeah.
Like all the rich people are like just above Earth.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah,
It's actually kind of good.
It actually was kind of good. I like it in like a District 9 almost type of vibe way. That's dope. Anyway, that's the first movie reference of the episode. Hope you're writing them down. Also, don't forget that our Song of the Days are on a playlist on Spotify under Song of the Day of the Week. Playlist made by Friends, Facts, and Fiction. And today, it is Drew's turn.
It is.
do
So
the thing.
last week, Justin, what's the song called? Papyrus?
It was called Papyrus by Belly, I believe.
And I referenced that
also
it reminded
need to put that
me.
on the playlist. I need to update the playlist. Anyway, enough about what I need to do.
I reminded him on the last episode that it reminded me of a song by Deltron 3030. And so I decided this week I'll just go ahead and play it. So it goes a little something like this.
Virus, better by far than that old Y2K. This is 3030, the time of global unification. Break right through they terminals, burn them all. Slaves to silicon, corrupt politicians with leaders and their keywords. FBI and spies stealing bombs, dissipate their plans in their face and catch the fever. Everybody loot the stores, get your canned goods. Even space stations are having a hard time. Peacekeepers seek to take our manhood, which results in the form of global apartheid. Ghettos are trash.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're just starting everything off on such a bright note here.
It's super bright. Super bright, you know.
Yeah, straight to the gusto, baby.
Yeah, and I thought that was a pretty prevalent for our technological opioids episode. On this episode, we're going to kind of discuss the differentiation / similarities between technology addiction and regular like opioid addiction stuff that is affecting the world / our country and how they correlate. So I thought that that song might play in well with that.
Yeah, the whole phantom cell phone thing, bro. We created that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
I feel my pockets vibrating and like pockets I don't even keep my phone in. Mm-hmm. It's like, I don't even keep my phone in my back pocket. What the fuck is this?
Mine started with my Razor.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the Razor. Bro.
The
They
Razor.
got the flat screen flip Razor now, which is fucking weird. They're weird. Anyway, but yeah, that's
I had
the thing.
a chocolate. That was my first.
Oh, a chocolate.
And
yeah.
I had a little MP3 player on there. A little archaic, like little scrolly wheel on the front of the phone.
Yeah.
I forgot. Oh man,
And it slid up
you know?
Yeah.
The
'Cause
shit.
I loved The Matrix around that time, so I was like, oh yeah, that's the phone for me.
See, I had
Music, and I get to pretend I'm in The Matrix. Fuck yeah.
I had the sidekick joint that had, there was a flip open with the keyboard on the back of it. Mm-hmm. That was the shit. That was the shit, bro. Back in the day. The homie from a podcast called Fuck Your Depression, which is pretty dope, he gave me a term, and I completely forgot about it, what the fuck the term was, but it combined, like, the pocket vibrating cell phone thing and schizophrenia. And it was something like, damn, I forgot. Jason, my fault, I forgot, bro. Anyway, if you're listening. Anyway, I told him I was going to fucking use it on the episode and totally fucking forgot what it was. Anyway, yeah, man, I guess anybody got some updates? Everybody good?
I think everything's going pretty usual.
Everything's going well?
I'm tired.
Yeah. I mean, what else is new, bro?
Oh, man. I'm just going down to the weekends, though, at the bar, which is very exciting.
There you go. Yeah, I'm
Only one 20-hour day a week now, as opposed to multiple.
There you go. I realize, like, when I'm well rested, it's short lived. Like, in the day that I wake up and I'm like, oh shit, I got good rest. By the end of that day, I know that I'm not gonna have that feeling for another like week.
Yeah.
So it's like I get that one day a week where I'm like, damn, all right.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the week is like, fuck.
I mean, that kind of happened to me yesterday. Like, I drug out of bed, my feet already hurt before they touched the ground, which is just fantastic.
Yeah.
But then, like, took a shower, got something to eat, got to the bar early to, like, we had some birthday party thing we had to deal with.
Was wild.
It was. But there was a little 20-minute period where I was like, actually, I feel pretty good. Yeah, I'm going to take this day on. All right, sweet. And then by the end of the night, I was like, I got to go.
It's never like a full day of like, I feel great. It's like midway through that day, it's like, damn. That was like a nice 2 hours of hopefulness, I guess. Naivety on the rest of my fucking day and week. Anyway, but yeah, hope y'all are well rested out there or enjoying your drive to or from work or your shift at work. Yeah, we love y'all. Anyway.
Where else might people be listening to podcasts? Let's list those
poolside, if you're a weirdo,
the
I guess.
pool, maybe taking a bath.
Yeah.
A bubble bath.
Showers.
If you're like me, driving around delivering food and booze and such.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Delivery people. Well,
That's
during work.
That actually
basically.
helps me get through
Oh,
all
yeah,
of
man.
that because there's usually about an hour to 2 hours of sitting in my.
It's the funnest for me when I'm listening. Kind of love true crime podcasts, like brutal shit, and I'll be listening to that while I'm like at the pizza joint, like talking to kids with one headphone in, just like, and then he decapitated her and cut her from her stomach to her neck, and it's like,
Can I have some pizza dough?
It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
So, I'm a fucking weirdo, but anyway, yeah, hope y'all enjoy it. Yeah, we're doing it. We're gonna do it. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Shout out to Tales from the Walk-In.
Stop the coffee.
The homies.
So, we'll jump into these hot facts, as Justin says.
Yeah, the hot facts, baby.
So there are two major questions about addictive behaviors that need to be explained by any worthwhile neurobiological theory. First, why do people seek drugs in the first place? Second, why do some people who use drugs seem to eventually be unable to resist drug temptation and so become addicted? Theories of addiction include negative reinforcement views of drug use, i.e., taking opioids to alleviate distress or withdrawal. Positive reinforcement views, i.e., taking drugs for euphoria.
Because they fun.
Woohoo!
They'd be nice.
Habit views, i.e., growth of automatic drug use routines.
Oh, shit, it's 420.
Yeah, it's always a reason to. Like, oh, bro, it's Friday. We gotta get fucked up today. It's Tuesday. It's Tipsy Tuesday.
Yep. Incentive sensitization views, i.e., growth of excessive wanting to take drugs as a result of dopamine-related sensitization. And cognitive dysfunction views, i.e., impaired prefrontal top-down control. Included in these are essentially labeled as the CNDS, which is competing neurobehavioral decision systems. In the special case of opioids, particular attention is paid to whether the analgesic or analgesic, depending on your pronunciation, effects overlap with their reinforcing effects, and whether the perceived low risk of taking legal medicinal opioids, which are often prescribed by a health professional, could play a role in the decision to use these. So, first, let's look at the effects of drug use on internet addiction. Internet addiction and substance abuse can isolate people from their loved ones and cause damage to many areas of their lives. Studies show that these two types of addiction, seem to progress together. As one addiction worsens, so does the other. When trying to stop acting on one of these guys, if the other is not also addressed, relapse becomes more probable.
Yeah.
There are obviously quite a few similarities between these two types of addictions as well.
I mean, that honestly does make a lot of sense, especially in like just combating with addiction in general. If you don't change a lot of aspects of your surrounding, sometimes the friends that you keep, the job that you have,
The environments that you are in, the places you go.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, if you're combining like a drug use along with an internet addiction, if you still have your fucking Wi-Fi, there's a really good chance that, all right, I got to stop taking these pills. I'm just going to
dive
focus
deeper into
on
this.
Yeah.
It's like, say, everybody,
but
some real shit my uncle ever told me. It's like, bro, everybody got a vice. You just got to be able to fucking control it or afford it. I was like, hey, you're not lying. Because it could be shopping. It could be online shit. It could be fucking
Religion.
Yeah, it could be anything. A vice is anything that
which
you
is
feel escapism
like,
in.
I hate to say it that broadly. If anybody is offended by that, I don't care. Religion is also a vice, so you guys have fun with that one. Like the way we use,
And moving on.
yeah.
Oh my god.
There are obviously quite a few similarities between the two types of addiction. Like the way drug use restructures the reward system of the brain, compulsive internet use changes the brain function as well. Studies on internet addiction and the brain mirror those on drug effects of the brain. Compulsive internet use, like drug use, begins to become more rewarding than other healthier activities, As a result, a person may stop participating in other leisurely activities in favor of internet use. Internet addiction withdrawal symptoms are like the psychological withdrawal effects of a lot of drugs. Compulsive internet users may experience agitation, depression, anxiety, and mood swings after stopping the internet use.
Damn. That's crazy, bro. I thought I was addicted to Instagram, but it's not that real.
Right now, I'm thinking about that episode of Parks and Rec where Tom is like court ordered to stop using his phone because he crashed his phone while he was like tweeting about driving to work. And there's like all these tweets of like, oh shit, that came out of nowhere. Damn, my car's fucked up.
You're just tweeting every thought.
Yeah. And he goes out to the woods with Ron Swanson to like get over internet use. And he's just constantly babbling. And Ron's like, okay, just get it all out of your system. What do you do in a regular day with your phone? And it's like, he starts talking, and then all of a sudden it's nighttime, and he's still talking about what he does with his phone.
It's like a full
on
day.
The internet. Yeah.
You gotta document everything, man. If it's not a picture, did it happen? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, God.
You feel me?
Well, and a lot of compulsive internet users often state the same things as drug users as saying that the urge to use the internet is unbearable.
Damn.
Yeah,
That's
just
wild.
like a drug. Like it's
crazy.
It grabs them, wraps them around the core, and just kind of holds them just like a drug would.
That's nuts, man.
So health professionals, parents, and teachers are annoyed, obviously, about their children's addiction to video games, phones, and social media. The reason behind their addiction is largely caused by design of these games and apps, entertainment sources, and technological devices called the persuasive design.
Yerp.
That's real.
Persuasive design is merging technology advancement and various psychological aspects to alter people's behavior. Technological devices and entertainment apps are created by psychologists. Let me repeat that. Psychologists
Yeah, bro.
and other user experience, i.e. UX, researchers who apply behavioral change tactics to manipulate users.
Yerp.
They keep you wanting to get the next reward. You gotta keep going to get the upgrade.
So they're going to psychologists to figure out
of course
how
they
we
are, bro.
should advertise.
Yeah.
How we should manipulate the brain.
Oh, for sure, man.
Yeah,
That's been a thing
there's
since the beginning
tons
of time.
and they're self-learning too, and so like they'll have all these little like badge reminders and stuff. Say it's social media, and depending on which one that you actually respond to, they'll do that more often. And then it's timed out to where like if you don't get on that particular social media app for long enough, they'll put something on your phone, and depending on what that is, if that gets you to engage, then they just repeat that. Right?
Yeah, I've noticed that several times using Insta, like I said, and I'll like be scrolling for shit. I don't even know how long, probably an hour, and I'll like close my phone, put my phone down, and like 30 seconds later, it'll just vibrate with a fucking. It's like, bro, I was just on there. That's nothing that I know. Now I open it again, just out of nowhere, and then there's another 30 minutes. I'm like, fuck, God damn it, you got me. Shit happens for real. It's crazy.
So apart from the scary truth behind this, these tactics can be used to facilitate positive behaviors like exercising, quitting smoking, and healthy eating.
Oh yeah. There's positives to every negative. My friend.
Right. It's just the way in which you use them.
Yes.
The use of persuasive design has been on a rise. It's being used in video games and social media sites to attract users and keep them addicted to spike revenues, like what you just said. While persuasive design is used in technology, the influence it has on one's behavior is mainly obtained from psychology. Persuasive design functions by creating digital environments that draw people into satisfying their basic human needs, either to be social or achieving certain goals, which are more attractive than reality.
Big facts.
Some tactics used as part of the persuasive design include variable rewards, as video games and social media are designed to function like slot machines. People of all ages can be easily addicted to persuasive design. Adults are probably able to control themselves better and stay away from their phones, whereas the same cannot be said for children. And in saying
now
that,
define adults.
yeah, right.
Someone with that developed brain,
In saying
25
that,
or
we will get
older.
by what he just said. Define adults. So us elder millennials out there, we're linked into that too as well. So you're kind of fucked there. Teenagers and children are more susceptible to persuasive design as their brains are still developing and are unable to control their impulses well. Hence, social media and video game creators often tap on children's developmental susceptibility to the common worries that they have magnified their desire for social recognition and fear of social isolation and rejection.
I call that old FOMO.
Right, and that makes sense
Fear of
because
missing out.
when you're going to that
Yep.
age, you want to fit in, or you want to. It's like,
You wanna be
who
a
am
part.
I
You don't
as
wanna
a
miss
person?
anything,
How where are my people? All that kind of thing, and these social media apps are literally tapping into that, which is terrifying. And the fact that we, like we said in the intro, all remember when we got our first phone, and it was nowhere near being able to just get on the internet.
No, bro.
Or
bro, literally
wandering around.
talking to somebody like across the planet in like seconds reaction, like shit like that was not. No,
No,
it was
and so,
like,
like-
I didn't know where you're at. Keep this phone on you, and I got the snake game. Cool.
Yeah.
That's literally what it was.
Literally,
Yeah.
that's all the fuck it was.
Yeah. My chocolate, like I was talking about, I got to listen to music on it because I would go home, log into my computer, plug the phone into the computer, download the 12 songs that I wanted to listen to that it could hold.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then exhaust those and repeat that.
Yeah, exactly. Repeat that thing again. Yeah, the algorithm that they use now is just like literally like fitting kids into like the technology is like putting them in their own group without them finding their own group. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we had to actually be more social to like get into our fucking personality.
That is absolutely true.
The internet can like just shape people's
It
personality.
scares the shit out of me to watch teenagers
crazy.
just sitting around a table. They're supposed to be interacting with one another. And I guess they are technically because they are on their phones and they often are interacting with each other on their phone. Yeah. But the fact that they're not looking each other in the eyes and talking is...
I was kind of one of
alarming.
those weird in-betweeners of... I've always hated people anyway.
Sure.
So, like, when the internet came out and I was able to chat with just random people, it was kind of cool.
Oh, yeah. ASL.
Yeah, ASL.
A sex location.
Age,
Where you at?
sex, location, girl.
Y'all don't know about that.
Sure. If you don't know ASL, you don't know your ass from your elbows on internet. But anyway.
It shows.
No, I mean, it definitely, it was kind of weird because I was one of those, like, at that time, I was about 12, 13, when all my hormones were kicking in.
Mm-hmm. Hormones.
So, yeah, I hated everyone and everything except for when I got home and was able to get on the internet and go to chat rooms.
Yeah.
And even the whole ASL thing and everything was just, super enthralling that you could talk to somebody else and be disconnected from the world around
I
you.
had a girlfriend in Vegas for like 2 months when I was like 14.
Of course you did. Of course you did.
Oh, good times. Anyway.
That's funny.
So rather than
good
trying to
time.
avoid touching these problems, they see it as a good opportunity to take advantage of these as influences on behavioral design. Persuasive design can have highly negative effects on one's childhood, as the technological products are designed to be so irresistible that they take over one's view of the real world, creating a different sense of reality for them.
Yeah. And physical, too. Have
Yeah.
you heard about these fucking bone spurs that are starting to develop in the back of kids' necks because they're looking
Leaning
down
down all
at
the
their
time?
phone all the fucking time?
Yeah, it's real, man.
Literal physical ramifications of this.
Kudos, Mother Earth.
It's crazy pants.
It's like we evolved to devolve.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's essentially it, though.
That classic
shit's great.
evolutionary like chart thing where it's like monkey into a person going back down to someone
it's just
sitting at
like-
a computer.
Yeah, exactly. It's like we're standing up straight on our feet. Now it's like on our ass, just like looking at a screen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Motherfucking, what's the movie?
Wally?
Yeah. Wally.
Yeah, I was about to say
Terrifying.
LP. I was listening to LP today, and they were like, yeah, we're getting closer and closer to Wally every day. So
Dude, it's so
you guys
funny you
have fun
brought
with
that up because literally the other night I was making a joke about how they never outlined the like bedpans or any aspect of that because they're stuck in those damn chairs.
Yeah, right?
And then
They
very
can't fucking
quickly,
walk.
one of my coworkers was like, "Well, how the fuck do you think they're making those smoothies that they're drinking all the time?"
Taco pudding.
Oh my god, bro! What a dark turn.
So gross.
Well, that movie is a little heartstring anyway. But
Oh my
anyway.
god.
God damn, bro! Wow.
Oh, blah.
Hope we ruined that for somebody.
So we're gonna go ahead and the
Moving
use
on.
of psychological manipulation techniques is persuasive design. Adds to overwhelming stress in families and places children in a dangerous position. Obviously.
Yeah, you can manipulate it very easily.
Yeah, right. Addiction can be compulsive and develop into something way more severe. Research has shown that the more time people spend on their phones and social media and such, the more susceptible they are to depression and having suicidal tendencies.
See, I told
shit.
you.
That's crazy.
Yep. I told
Fuck
you.
social media.
Told you.
There's positives to every negative. Grant, okay.
Quality
be
control.
Yeah.
Children's lives are warped and dangerous due to the reluctance to carry out certain important developmental activities in their lives, like spending time with their family, like we did growing up. Like my mom used to go, we didn't have the internet, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like mom would go outside, play in the woods. I'll
Yeah.
call you when dinner's ready.
Yeah.
And it'd be like 6 a.m. I'd be like, all right. And I'd come knock on the door and she'd be like, dinner's not ready yet. And I'm like, all right.
I never forget.
But I'm thirsty.
I never forget. There's a garden hose outside.
Exactly. But I'm thirsty.
Yeah,
There's a
am I
garden
animal?
hose outside.
That's what I was setting up. Yeah.
And we had a 55-gallon barrel for some reason in our front yard that my dad would just fill up with water. and that was our swimming pool.
you
So
go.
essentially,
We
me
had
and
one of
my
those,
sister
too.
would just kind of dip down in it and just hold on to the sides because we couldn't reach the bottom. And it was me and her just kind of like, we're not
Ours
really
was like
swimming.
like a horse trough. It was like 3.5, 4 feet tall, maybe, but like really, really wide and circular, really thick plastic.
Yeah.
Basically indestructible.
Yeah,
'Cause we
ours was
tried
the
to break that fucker.
Ours was the really thick plastic shit. It was just only can fit 2 people standing side by side,
Nice.
and it was me and my little sister. Like,
Look how
are we
Dr.
floating,
Toto
or are we
is.
just kind of
Just little buoys.
using the buoyancy from each other right now?
Good times. Good times.
So, spending too much time on the phone also heightens children's exposure to problem content like cyberbullying and fear of missing out, like Justin said. Addiction to video games is related to lower academic results. The rise in video games might be a contributing factor to fewer males in the labor force.
And actually, in some cases, video games can help.
Yeah, it's good for hand-eye coordination
yeah,
and finger
I mean,
dexterity.
But it could.
In the
yeah.
majority, if you're sitting there, and I'm sorry if you are at 350 pounds sitting there playing WoW still, you're the problem.
Yeah.
And you're what we're talking about. Yeah. Like,
Remember that guy in
oh
college
my goodness gracious.
that we knew that
South Park
WoW
character you did.
destroyed his life? Do you remember that shit? He was like,
Run it back.
WoW destroyed his life. He was like a friend of a friend. He used to come to our parties sometimes. But he was like real tall, athletic guy, was making good grades. And then it was one week where he was like, man, I found this new game. It's called World of Warcraft. And I was like, yeah, I think I've heard of that. And then we didn't see him for months.
Yeah.
And
I
he had
remember
dropped
this
out of
guy.
school, was fat as fuck. His
Yeah.
skin looked terrible. And
Yeah,
I
I
was
remember
like,
that
how
guy.
you doing, man? And he was like, I'm okay. I was like, still playing that video game? He was like, yeah, I just can't stop. And I was like, oh,
Yeah, a lot of
shit.
like the fucking like cliche like Mountain Dew and Doritos. Like,
Yeah.
all the fucking time.
Honestly, I
it's fucking wild.
will go ahead and share a story real quick.
Story time. It's a nice story time episode.
I had a roommate who fits all the criteria of what you guys just talked about. And me and a guy that will be at the wedding and at my bachelor party, my best friend, Corey, will...
fine then.
we live with this guy. And Corey was at Shelton State Community College in Tuscaloosa. I was at Cocaine State up my nose Community College.
Right?
Oh man.
I mean, they say it's
That's
free
right.
now, so...
Graduate with honors, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Flying colors.
Good for you.
Yeah. The whites and the pinks and the, yeah.
up my nose.
But anyway,
Oh, anyway.
so one day Corey needed to do homework, and we had internet through other homeboy's name, and he wouldn't get off his computer because he was playing World of Warcraft.
Oh yeah.
So we called the internet company and
remember
cut
this
off
story.
the internet
Yeah.
because it was under Corey and his name. So Corey called and said, I'm not paying this anymore. He cut it off. He literally picked up his 2-liter Mountain Dew
Nice.
that was beside him and threw it against the wall and was like, what the fuck? Come on, guys. What the fuck? You know, kind of a deal.
Yeah.
And Corey moved out the next month because it
wow.
created like a huge fight. Homeboy would not get off the computer seat so Corey could go do his homework that was literally going to take 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the little quiz.
Because he was fishing on World of Warcraft. I've got to catch these 3 stonefish that are right here, and there's only one stonefish, and I got to go over here and catch the other stonefish.
Oh my god.
So you motherfuckers need to get up off your fat ass, step up on a Pelotron, and get your life straight.
Up on a Pelotron.
Seriously, though.
Shouts out Pelotron.
Actually, that's not a bad idea because you can kind of like you're
can
still
transfer-
What if you
staring
can
at
get
a
the screen?
It's
you
the
know?
video
like
game.
you're running
Yeah.
through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why the virtual video games have a positive too, because it's like active. You're like on your feet and like moving around and shit.
You're at
So,
least
like the Wii
standing
thing.
up.
They pitch Wii as like it's healthy video gaming because you're being active. It's like, nah, it's still addictive as fuck. It's a video game.
Yeah.
But I love video games, but I'm not that into it. Shit. Anyway, that sucks for those people, man. I hope y'all get help.
I just I get asked every now and again if I play video games or just by somebody that doesn't know me very well, and my answer is always I don't have time for them.
Right.
And I literally don't understand how people have time.
It's my anti-drug.
And I know
Sometimes.
that people will often say things like, "Oh, you got to make time for it." And it's like, well, I make time for like making food and cleaning my house or building something or playing with dogs or dating. You know what I mean?
It was my whenever Grand Theft Auto drops, every time that drops, you won't see me for like 2 months.
That is true.
That's for real. That's just facts. That is true. And Skyrim initially like took my life for like 6 months.
Yeah, I remember that
too. But it was like my anti-drug because I wasn't drinking, I wasn't really smoking. I was literally just like video game time. Red Dead Redemption 2, when that shit dropped, bro, you wouldn't find me at a bar nowhere.
That's
you know
true.
what I'm saying? Like straight up. So I use it as a positive reinforcement for my life.
Hey, it kind of helps me out as well because like
Stand out the bottle.
there's a game called Days Gone and Horizon Zero Dawn, which you guys have heard me talk about if you have been listening in the past. I just started today, actually, Days Gone over again. It's one of those, what I call a healthy addiction, to where I can sit there for 6 hours and do that, but I'm not shoving food in my face the entire time off of boredom and whatever, because my personality, if I didn't have something to focus on, I have to focus on something.
Yeah,
because if I don't focus on
just
one thing, it's like a news article or news thing that I saw on CBS this morning, actually, that was talking about ADHD and the reality behind ADHD, which is not hyperactive, but your brain is hyperactive. Like you're not a hyperactive person. You can meet the most lazy people you've ever met in your life,
But
and
their
them
brain is
have
everywhere.
ADHD.
Yeah, brain is
And you'll be like, wow, how do they have ADHD? Well, it's a hyperactive brain.
Right.
And so the best analogy that the guy put up was you're looking at 6 different television screens with 6 different programs on,
Yeah.
and keeping it with all 6.
and you're keeping up with all 6.
Yeah.
And that's what my brain feels like every day.
Yeah, mine too.
So, and it's really hard, especially when you have someone behind you backing you like I do, that will pull you in front of a congregation and say you're just praying about it, because you can't just pray about ADHD. That shit's real.
Oh yeah.
The praying about thing, that's not. So, you know, I never grew out of ADHD, and prayer never helped, which it never does, sorry. And I was diagnosed with asthma and ADHD when I was a kid. Madre said, I'll pray about it. Cool, groovy. You didn't tell me about that while I was running laps, my father was my coach at football and baseball and basketball. And I'm just running laps while everybody's playing. And Dad's just like, keep running. You got it. You're an asshole. You know? And I'm about to fall out dead. And I'm like, oh, it would have been nice to know that I had fucking asthma.
Seriously.
Yeah.
And the reason why people called me motor mouth in elementary school is because I got done with all of my shit before everybody did and was looking for something else to tickle my brain.
Hey, report.
And the reason why when I was growing up, there were 3 semesters in your yearly divide. There were 6 semesters, 3 and 3. I would make all A's the first semester, and it would just drop down to B's for everything else. And I even had my 6th grade teacher walk up to me and go, you know, I've noticed something in looking at all of your grades through your past, and that's the first 6 weeks you're just excelling, and every other 6 weeks you just kind of drop off. And I was like, yeah, because I don't care. Yeah. And she was just like, what? And what that equates to is my brain's not being stimulated.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I mean, we can talk all day about the school system not properly educating kids, but, you know, it's America.
But here are some signs that you might be addicted to your phone. Reaching for the phone first thing in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
When something becomes a vital part of your daily routine, it can affect thinking and emotions. 68% of adults sleep with their phones near their bed. I'm one of them.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I sleep with it under my pillow, and I put my alarm on so it...
The alarm clock for our generation is kind of obsolete because, I mean, the phone is everything.
Yeah.
The phone is right there on the nightstand. It's charging. And it sucks when you forget to charge it.
I've actually lost a job because...
sucks so hard.
Because I didn't plug my phone up and my alarm didn't go off. And I was like, sorry, man, my alarm didn't go off. And they were like, what do you mean your alarm didn't go off? And I was like, well, my phone, I plugged it into the wall and we lost power halfway through the night. So my phone wasn't charged and it just died. And they're like, oh, you don't have an alarm clock? I'm like, probably 1993.
And technically that wouldn't have mattered if the power went out anyway.
Yeah, right. Right.
Yeah. Yeah, that shit sucks. But
So-
yes, I am one of those people that reach for the phone. every
Using
morning.
cell phones when bored. Many people experience feelings of excitement or euphoria or before or after using their smartphone. This creates a highly addictive response, causing them to want to repeat the action over and over. Increasing cell phone use. Tolerance is the need to receive an ever-increasing dose to each the desired high, and is similar to the alcohol abuse. And with the increasing number of new users for the cell phone and the proliferation of available downloads, it is easy to access the new and exciting thing that they have provided for you.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I mean, because there's money in it. I mean,
Yeah,
shit.
exactly.
Like, they're going to keep pumping new, exciting things, more exciting things, whatever, into it just because people keep fucking doing it.
So the next thing is becoming anxious or agitated when the cell phone is out of sight. Symptoms like stress, irritability, and panic that occur when individuals can't find their phone and or are separated from it indicate that they have formed a little bit of a dependency. And by that, we mean 68% of all adults have an irrational fear of losing their phone.
Now, hold up. That's the same number.
Yeah, so it's safe to say 68% of adults are addicted to their phones.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Safe to make that assumption.
If you don't believe that you're not addicted to... okay, so if you believe that you're not addicted to technology at this point, you're a fucking idiot.
But the only way to not be is like living in like rural, like Midwest, like, you know what I mean?
Still got to check the weather.
I mean,
Yeah.
sure, but I'm talking like out there, like farm life, like straight up real farm life shit. You know what I mean? Like that's the only way to not truly be addicted.
But
if
I
you live
think
in a
that-
city at all,
I think that
you're
they're,
addicted to your phone. though.
they're still even caught up.
Probably.
I think that everyone should be at this point.
I mean, that,
You know?
Yeah, got me thinking about my dad, actually. Because, like, over 4th of July, we walked outside to see if any neighbors were shooting off fireworks. And he was literally sitting in a lawn chair on his computer, bitching about some political thing or whatever. And I was like, who the hell is this person that used to yell at me for watching cartoons all day long?
Yeah,
or
yeah.
be like, exactly like you were talking about earlier. It's like, go outside.
Yeah.
But I'm thirsty. Drink from the hose. You know?
We got a crick out back.
I don't want to see you till it's dark kind of shit.
Straight
You
up.
know?
I need my private time.
So another one is people complaining about your cell phone use. If loved ones frequently mention that individuals are always on their phone and that it bothers them, it is likely time to cut back. Smartphone use could be negatively impacting social life or family life. Very
This
obviously.
is very true. Don't look at me. Both y'all looking at me for it. I do remember all the meetings we have about the podcast or the graphic novel or the fucking venue shit. Like in deep conversations. Like,
Or band practice back
Or
in the
band
day.
practice. And I'm just like, yeah, cool. That's what's up. What? What is it? What? Oh, yeah. I heard everything you said. What did we say?
You get that engineer look.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Anyway.
So the next one is inability to cut back on cell phone use. Relapse occurs when you set every intention to cut back your own cell phone use, but find yourself reaching for it as if it was like invisible, essentially.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. I go through that, too.
Well, like we were talking about before, the whole like phantom vibrations.
Yeah, bro.
Like
I
that.
had them shits all the time, bro.
I've had those since I was like 16, 17, and I'll be 34 in like a week or two.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's other signs of tech dependency include using a device to bypass negative feelings or forget about a troubling event, losing track of time while on a device, and physical repercussions such as eye strain, neck pain, and more. like you were talking about with the kids and the shit growing off the back of their fucking bone spurs and shit.
Bone spurs in between their top few vertebrae. It's fucking nuts.
It's wild, bro.
It's important to note that while internet addiction is viewed as a public health issue in other places, it is not yet recognized as a disorder in the United States, according to CNN.
Which
That's insane.
is odd, but it does make me think about the fact that, like, alcoholism is incredibly prevalent because it's so socially acceptable. But you would be very massively frowned upon if you showed up to work shit-faced, right? Yeah. But
I mean,
with most jobs. And but the thing about, you know, the internet or computers, cell phones, tablets, whatever, like a lot of times you need that for work. And
it's all tied. Everything we do is tied into
it's really
a computer, and they're in our pockets.
To draw that line of, you know, what is addiction, what is function, you know?
Yeah.
Because, I do reach for my phone first thing in the morning, but that's usually because I'm having to, like, answer a text message or two or
Turn off
an
the
email.
alarm at
Well, I
least,
mean,
or
that's one of
turn
the
the
things
alarm
that
off,
I talked
or-
to Carolyn about was
I have reminders all over my phone.
she
too,
works
'cause
she
my
works
memory
from home.
sucks.
Exactly.
She works from home, so we have to use our internet for her at home use.
Yeah.
I deliver food and liquor and whatever else the fuck you want to be delivered. So I have to have that readily available as well.
Yeah.
So we have to have internet for GPS for her
job,
to be
yeah.
able to
Yeah.
you know, talk to these people across and or around the world. So there's a little bit of a levity there, you know, but in the same sense, it's still kind of teetering towards addiction.
It's a slippery slope, man.
Yeah.
This is all because everything bottlenecks into fucking computer and internet and, like, connecting with people and, like, being informed about everything.
Yeah.
You know, this
Yeah, everything. So what sucks
Moderation is really the key, and that's
one
a
of the
tough line
things-
to figure out, I think. You know.
one of the things that I've always said about musicians and chefs and or people in the music industry or food industry is
Industry,
that
period.
musicians and food industry people are looking for instant gratification. Well, now we've moved into an age of everyone
Everybody needs
is
instant
looking for instant gratification.
Yeah,
So fuck your food industry and your musicianship.
Sure.
Like, everything's just like, oh, yeah, you think you're cool. Not really. My singular thought as an asinine piece of shit not doing shit sitting behind my computer means more than what you're doing.
everything you can ever
So,
do.
yeah,
that's
it's insane.
My dog wearing a tuxedo got 20,000 likes. Fuck your guitar solo.
Yeah,
you know?
right? Yeah. I mean, it's true, though.
Yeah, it makes it a lot harder to stand out as a you know, a renowned chef or a fucking dope ass musician because
Yep.
everybody has a platform now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everybody. It's not a platform to promote anything but yourself. You know
And
what I'm
if
saying?
you didn't
And
know,
there's good and bad to that too.
like
Yeah, but
the
anyway.
whole like everybody's thoughts matter, they don't.
No.
They really
Big
don't.
facts.
They really don't.
And there's not a single person that every thought they have matters.
No,
You know,
not at
very
all.
true.
Not at
That's
all.
very true.
So just
We're-
keep your thoughts to
we're
yourself.
in an age where that's not respected at all.
Yeah, no.
Because everybody's right.
Yeah. Oh, everybody's right.
Nobody's wrong.
Everybody gets a trophy.
Yeah, exactly. It's
If your little fucking kid loses, you're not getting a goddamn trophy if I'm a coach.
I agree.
I'm just gonna say, like, I don't give a
You gotta-
fuck
you gotta
about
accept
your
loss.
little fucking kid who
You gotta-
can't
you
fucking
gotta-
hack it.
you gotta accept
You're not
loss.
getting a goddamn trophy.
you have to accept loss in life.
That's part of life.
Yeah, Yep.
You gotta
There's
accept
a
tragedy.
death, there's life, and there's death. Well, you lost. So you just deathed on that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You just deathed?
You just deathed.
This season in Pee Wee football,
You just
deathed.
killed
Okay,
the
so
football team.
But also, it creates
Accept it.
it creates more grit too, and like to want to be better. If if you're just told that you're good, and you don't actually show that you're good, then
You don't
what
know the
fuck is-
ceiling.
Yeah, you don't know what
Yeah.
good is.
Actually, I was reading an
You know what I'm
article the other
saying?
day that said one of the worst things you can do for your child is tell them that they're smart. Like, you made good grades. Oh, good job. You're so smart. It makes them try less hard.
Yeah.
Because they already got it.
Instead,
They already
say,
got it.
oh, great job making an A on this. You worked really hard. continue to do that.
That's
right?
kind of what happened with me.
Reward the aspect of working hard and diligently at something. Don't reward the aspect of something coming easy to
Yeah.
somebody. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah, because they won't ever really work.
They won't try.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, moving on.
So the expansion of the internet and its accessibility have increased at an exponential rate, obviously. In 1995, a mere 0.4% of the world's population was using the internet. Figures from June of 2018 show that 55.1% of the world's population uses the internet.
I'd imagine in 2020 that shit shot up
Yeah. There has to be
even further. 'Cause
So
I mean,
55.1 in 2018. We're sitting here, 3-4 years out, you know?
Let's think about 2020, dog.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 2020 that shit shot up
You're like,
massively. I'm sure. Yeah, it's probably 70%.
Yep.
I'd imagine.
So as more...
It's the only thing you could do for like a fucking full year was get on the fucking internet, bro.
Yeah, and that's also...
And then
that should also be a podcast topic as well coming through in the future is what happened with people coming out of 2020.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
2020 recovery.
Because,
we're still
like-
all in that right now.
We are still in that
But
because
at the same
it's
time,
not
if you
getting...
think about internet use, man, I mean, you got to think of the likes of like streaming services. You're using internet for that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, who wasn't watching every damn thing on Netflix and Hulu
Yeah,
last
I've
year?
watched all
what
of
I'm saying?
Netflix.
Like, come on. Like,
Netflix, you guys got to start coming out with more shit because I've watched it all.
they've
Don't
opened
tell
up
my
the throttle,
fiance, but I've watched it all.
Hey, open up the throttle, man. They're doing some dope ass movies. And some cool ass series.
As more people access the internet, the rate of personal internet use has also increased. In 2000, the average person spent 9.4 hours online weekly. With
Holy
only
shit.
3.3 of those hours being at home.
Oof.
That's so low.
New data shows
I bet that's
that
like 9.4 hours a day now.
Yeah. But new data shows that an average, the new average internet user spends nearly 24 hours online each week, with 17.6 of those that occur at home.
Yeah.
Damn.
These statistics demonstrate the increasing population, the problem. Well, the increasing population, yes, that's the problem as well. But the problem of internet overuse. While there are few statistics on co-occurring internet addiction and substance use, drug and alcohol use may put an individual at higher risk of developing an internet addiction and vice versa. So if you have an addiction to drugs and alcohol, please don't use the internet.
Well, addictive personality. if you have an addictive
Don't get
personality.
a job.
Go get a job. Don't use the internet. I've also got some fun stats, some statistics, if you will. So, people touch their phones an average of 2,617 times per day.
Damn.
According
I don't
to
think I do anything that much
research
a day.
from Discount, people tap, swipe, and click an average of 2,617 times per day.
Fucking crazy.
For the top 10% of users, this number doubled to 5,427 touches per day. That's about 1 million touches per year and 2.42 hours of phone screening time per day.
Oh, yeah. Think about these like actual like Instagram influencers, bro. That shit's probably triple.
Well, more serious users interacted with their phones even more at 3.75 hours per day. So you're sitting there for 4 fucking hours a day on your phone.
I've definitely put in a smooth 2 hours for sure.
I mean,
Easy.
usually that 45-minute poop, but, that's only when I'm at work. This data includes all types of interactions from reading and sending text to scrolling and scrolling on social media. How much time we spend on our phones each day is indicative of the important roles these devices plays in our life, obviously. The next one is iPhone users unlock their phones on an average of 80 times per day, while a study of Android users found that they only unlock theirs 110 Wait, that's more. This means
Jesus.
that on an average day of use, iPhone users check their phone 6 to 7 times per hour, or pretty much 10 times every minute.
Or once every 10 minutes.
Yeah. But it's going to be, Yeah, but for real, though, if you're looking at it, 10 times a minute seems more like, because like even on a delivery base where I'm having to look at an app, I'm still like I haven't heard. I know that when the sound comes through, I have a delivery, but I keep pulling it up.
Yeah,
and I keep pulling it up and refreshing.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Americans spend an average of 5 hours per day browsing. The time we spend on our mobile devices continues to increase. In fact, according to data by Flurry Mobile, the average U.S. consumer spends a whopping 5 hours a day on this. So that's 20% increase in time spent compared to Q4 of 2015. This kind of abundant usage is fueling greater demand for training IT and other tech professionals. So they think that the more people spend time on their phones, they'll be more tech savvy, and that's really not the way it goes. 50% of young people admit cell phone addiction. Well, duh.
Yeah.
A recent poll on mobile device usage from Common Sense Media found that 50% of teens said they feel addicted to their mobile devices. At 59%, even more parents thought their teens were addicted, CNN says. The survey asked more than 1,200 parents and teenagers about mobile device usage and family conflict. According to Fortune magazine, social media may be particularly entrancing, with notifications from apps like Facebook and Twitter providing jolts of pleasure in some ways similar to the effects of drugs and gambling, end quote. Because today's young people are digital natives, this level of use indicates the mobile technology that the mobile technology will remain pretty much just a staple.
Yeah, I mean, it's not
But I mean,
going
because
never
like
stop,
this is part of our life now. So that I mean,
go away, my guy.
and I mean, and a lot of you and us who aren't even talking are just dealing with social media and things of the such. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's almost like I wouldn't say vital, but it's like if you're in any type of industry and trying to promote it or be out there, social media is your tool. Like you have to be on it. Like it's a must. It's vital to be relevant in the masses' mind. You know
And
what I'm saying?
I've
If
dealt
they don't
with
see it, they don't believe it.
I've dealt with quite a few friends. I've had 3 die. One that is I'm actually writing a character report email to Alabama to try to get him off of some shit because he's number Alabama's most wanted, but hasn't been in the eye of Alabama for years and years and years. And this person has completely flipped around, changed, kind of a deal. But what we like the whole aspect of the addiction of technology has brought us into kind of an era of we expect the news to be brought to us. You know what I mean? Like, or we expect an answer to be there readily. Well, it's not always there.
Sure.
And although Google has all kinds of answers, it's not life. So you have to, if you have an issue with your issues of addiction, honestly, you need to talk to somebody. You don't need to just look up everything online and see what,
You can't just ask Jeeves about it, my guy.
Yeah, you can't just ask Jeeves. You need to talk to somebody.
If that's still a thing, that's still a thing.
And also,
No, it's not.
if you're in that position, hit us up on email. We can talk too.
The way that Ask Jeeves went out was by like posting like their funniest like questions that people had asked Jeeves.
Oh,
That was their little,
Yahoo did the same thing.
little
Didn't they?
goodbye speech, basically.
Yahoo message board or Yahoo Answers
Yeah.
went out of style that way too, or went out of business that way too.
So now we'll just touch on
that's a funny thing to
few
look up, by the
words
way.
of treatment.
Oh, word.
In cases of co-occurring disorders, it's best for internet addiction treatment to occur in conjunction with substance abuse treatment because both addictions influence and drive one another, as I talked about earlier. By treating substance use disorder and internet addiction simultaneously, individuals can understand the roots of their conditions, develop better coping mechanisms, and increase chances of long-term recovery.
Yeah.
So,
Big facts.
like I said before, talk to somebody. Like, if you
Like
have an
a
issue...
therapist.
Yeah.
Therapy.
Oh, that's what they're there for? Oh, that's what they're there for.
Is that next week?
Yeah.
We're talking about therapy next week. Look at that lead in there.
Set up there.
Look at that. My goodness.
That happened
We just keep building
quite
on
naturally
episodes.
as well.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that.
Holy
That's
shit.
crazy.
Did
We're talking
that
about
on
therapy
purpose.
next week.
But yeah, like I was saying before, I've seen quite a few people go down from opioid use. All of the highs that they were looking for were the exact same highs that every one of you are looking for through technology. So check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Big talks.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's a slippery slope, man. Like it's. I am a big advocate to say that like there's great uses for it, fantastic uses for it. But once you start looking, like you said, once you start looking for something that's not there, you got to find some shit inside yourself.
Yep.
It's not all going to be on the gram or on Google. You got to find something inside you. Go live life. Don't get so bogged down in the reality.
That's the biggest
of having to
disconnect on
be-
this future generation that I'm kind of scared of is that they're looking for acceptance, but amongst each other
Well,
instead
they're-
of acceptance of themselves.
They're more worried about how they're viewed online than who they actually are as
Yeah.
a fucking person.
Yeah.
And I was raised the complete opposite way.
Yeah.
Obviously, like you got to build up yourself. You got to be something solid here before you can even project anything to the fucking world. Or else you're just a fucking fake. You're building a facade that's not really there, and you really just need some fucking help because you're probably, sad to say, depressed or feeling down or like feeling lonely as fuck because you need this attention, this gratification from something that you're building up and telling a story. You're not really actually living a story.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And I mean, there's a huge difference in that. Like, I mean, interacting with someone online is not the same thing as interacting with them in person.
No,
You know
not
what
at
I mean?
all.
You're not getting that same level of connection, so it doesn't last as long. It's not as meaningful. It doesn't really truly help you in any kind of way in a very real life sense.
Anybody can be
So-
anything on the internet, bro.
I remember-
and so
I remember
like
being in
you spend more and more time on the internet trying to get that satisfaction or validation or whatever, but it's that self-perpetuating cycle, just like all types of addictions, to where I feel lonely, so I'm going to get online.
Yeah.
That makes me feel lonelier, so I'm going to spend more time online.
Yeah.
Right.
To keep looking
it's-
for it.
Exactly.
Yeah, once you get that first hit, baby, never
I've
be the same.
I've had a lot of weird
what they say.
situations on like the Tinder dates where I've gone on like 3 or 4 where up here
Before
in,
his fiance.
Yeah, before he got in.
before I am being married and such in October, which this is what, August? Yeah. So groovy. But I have been on a few Tinder dates that, I could talk and talk and talk and it was all cool. But when we met up, I was just like somber and like sullen.
Right.
I didn't know what to say. Because our social skills interpersonal social skills are being depleted because of the internet.
Yeah, definitely.
So you have to get out, be a fucking person and interact with people. Like, I mean, that's part of the human condition. We are not lonely individuals. We do not strive well with loneliness.
No, we're what do they call it?
Social creatures.
Social creatures. I was gonna say pack animals, but
Yeah, same thing.
either.
Pretty much same thing.
Yeah, you need your tribe with you, bro. I swear
Yeah.
to God, a good team is better than any fucking thing on the planet, man.
Yeah.
And it's all about who you know, who you're around. You know what I'm saying? Thankful for these guys in this room with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're building something outside the podcast as well. So, you gotta find your team to build your empire with, man. You can't do it by yourself, and you definitely not gonna do it with your fake friends online.
No.
You need actual real motherfuckers with you. But enough preaching on the soapbox. You know what I'm saying? Live your life, shit. Make your decision. You know what I'm saying? It's your hill to die on or live on. You know what I'm saying? But just give them some words of wisdom. You know, some hot facts. You know what I mean? Thank y'all for tuning in and all that good shit. Support us. Anchor.fm/Friends, Facts, and Fiction. Never hesitate to hit us up, you know what I'm saying, if you are in a dark place. Because we are lively characters and we like to fucking kick it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can even get a feature spot on the podcast. Tell your story, you know what I'm saying? Or meet me for a drink. Let's go out and get stupid. But anyway, yeah, man, it's been dope. Technological Opioids, episode 21. Friends, Facts, and Fiction. Next week we're talking about therapy. So that should be interesting because I believe...
We have a lovely therapist on who's agreed to join us and share a little bit of her expertise on the whole area.
That is what is up. Love that chick. So
If it's the whole area, should it be the diarrhea?
oh my god. All right, so see, now we're starting to lose it. We're
Finishing
starting to
up
lose
with
it.
poop
We're
jokes.
starting losing the point. We're fading. But yeah, thank y'all for listening, man. We love y'all. You're beautiful. You can do anything you want to in this fucking world. Just put your mind to it. I'm Justin Hammonds, and I'm saying live life because it's worth living, y'all.
And I'm Drew Shellnut, and I'm saying stay informed, make a difference.
Grant Bramlett here. Everybody out there, I never liked you. I always loved you.
Mm-hmm.
And for real, I want to double down on Justin's thing about reaching out to us. Like, I mean, if there is something, you know, that is really bothering you, or you know, you feel like you're getting stuck in your own little self-perpetuating downward spiral cycle kind of dealio, you know, happy to help. I recently clawed my way out of a pretty dark fucking hole, as I'm sure a lot of us are either still in or have done something similar. So I'd love to be able to help if possible.
Yeah, you know, like I say, we're not certified therapists, but
No.
shit, we like helping people.
I'm a good shoulder though.
We're good. Life through.
I was about to say we're not good, but
We're good life through therapists, though. You know what I mean?
we can live through some shit. That's for sure.
Live through
That's
this.
for show.
Yeah, man, don't do this.
I can tell you what street to drive down, but you got to take your next turn on your own.
Yeah,
That's all I'm gonna
sure.
say. Yeah, I'm not here to piss in your cereal and tell you it tastes good. So,
It doesn't taste good, by the way.
anyway, thank y'all for tuning in, man. This has been a podcast called Friends, Facts, and Fiction, and we out.
Thanks for listening and stay tuned for the next installment. Find us on Facebook and Instagram to stay up to date on all things Friends, Facts, and Fiction. Our Instagram handle is friends_facts_fiction. As always, please reach out to us. You can send any of your questions, praise, and fact-checking to friends_facts_fiction@gmail.com. It's important to us to only propagate the truth, and we'll correct any errors we may have made. Your hosts and researchers are Justin Hammonds, Grant Bramlett, and Drew Shellnut. Our episodes are produced by Grant Bramlett. Additional producership provided by Grace Higgs. Our recording engineer is Grant Bramlett. Our editor, mix, and mastering audio engineer is Jeremy Mulder. Lighting design is provided by Justin Hammonds. Our office assistants are Gully and Bull. Our research assistants are Under and Paid. Our current interns are Lost and Questionable. Our personal drivers are Titleist and Tired. And our resident pooches are Pack and Jolene, the Devil Child. This has been a production of Friends, Facts, and Fiction.
We're good.
I think he's out.
We're good. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we're friends. Actually, we're good.
We're good.
And we out.
And
And we out.
We're good.
And we're good.